I tell you what, if I have to reach out to Audible one more time regarding my audiobook, I am going to punch someone. So here we are today, and I have finally finished my first audiobook, which, mind you, I have been working on this since like 2021 or something ridiculous like that. It's been a long time coming. I'm one of those people who always does those end-of-year resolutions. Well, I shouldn't say always. I did them when I was in school because like they would always make you do them when you came back from school, and they're like, set your resolutions so that you can keep yourself on track. And I always thought they were garbage and the stupidest thing ever. But then it was 2017 going into 2018, and I was bored and I was trying to stay up till midnight, do that whole thing, and I was like, you know what the heck, let's write down some resolutions, let's see what I can do. So I wrote them down, and I made a conscious effort not to look at them all year long. I wasn't going to look at them. I was just going to know that, okay, these are my goals, let's see how I do. Well, so that following year, 18 going into 19, I knocked it out of the park. Like, of the 10 goals I set for myself, I had accomplished 7 of them. And that is huge for me. I wasn't paying any attention to it or anything. And so that felt great. So ever since then, I have been making these goals. I've been setting the goals, I've been ironing them out, and I've been just trying to knock them out of the park. Well, this whole time, recording my first audiobook has been like at the top of that list. And it's irritating for me because I have all the technology to do it, and I feel like I have the skills to do it, and I wrote the book myself. It's just finding the time to read an entire book. It takes a lot of time. And so, obviously, I was thrilled beyond the moon this year when I finally finished it. I said, that's it. I'm tired of this being on my year-end resolution list. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to knock it out. It's going to be done. And so I did, and it was done, and I was proud of it, and I loved it, did all the whole bit. But now here we are, stuck because Audible will not push it through the review process, and it is beyond irritating and beyond mind-boggling to me that I have to wrestle to get this thing published. So essentially, back in September 9/20, I submitted all the files to Audible. I did all the things that I was supposed to do on my end, and then I hit the submit button, and then it goes into review. And so they give you a little notification that's like, hey, the review process could take like up to 10 days. And I'm like, that's fine, you know, it takes time to review things. I'll give you 10 days. Fast forward to October 20th, and I was still on step 1 of 4 of the review process. And like, I'm reaching out to them, I'm trying to contact their customer support, and no one is getting back to me. And so finally I was like, okay, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I flubbed up this process somehow or another. And so I go in there and I cancel the whole thing, re-upload the whole thing, and then submit it again. And here we are like 12 days later, and it's still sitting at 1 review process of 4. And like, I finally like Googled and found like somebody I can call, but of course they're only available the same hours that I'm at work, so that's irritating. And just above all else, this has just been an incredibly frustrating project and an incredibly frustrating process that feels unnecessarily so. Like, it shouldn't be that hard. I've been publishing my audiobook on YouTube. I plan to do that anyway, but like, at least if it's available on Audible, people can go and they can explore it and they can support the product if they really like it. But now I'm just giving it away, which isn't the end of the world, but to the same end, it's just frustrating that Audible knows they hold all the keys and aren't even willing to like share them for like a 5-second. Like, can I rent a key so I can upload this darn thing on your platform, please? Like, that's all I want. But no, it's ridiculous and it's annoying, and I'm getting honestly fed up and fired up with dealing with this platform. Like, I feel like the most frustrating part of all of this is the fact that it really should be an exciting time for me. I should be excited and thrilled to have my first audiobook out in the world and out in the public, but instead it's just dying in Audible's stack of, oh, let's review this when we feel like it, apparently. It's just, ugh. That is where I am right now with this project, and ugh. One of these days, I'm finally going to be able to share it with the world, and I'm going to love it, and everyone else is going to love it, and it's going to be great. But right now, it's just a frustrating pile of miserable nonsense. And so, like, there was a whole big shakeup in the publishing world just recently when Brandon Sanderson, like, took a stand against Audible. And boy, howdy, do I commend that now, because, like, honestly, it's been frustrating as can be to deal with these people. And so I obviously am this small town nobody that nobody knows about, nobody reads, and nobody cares about. But gosh darn it, if I ever become like Brandon Sanderson big, will I be finding another way to stick it to Audible, because they are lame.